From our studios at One Television Plaza, this is your Mid-Ohio Valley Afternoon Brief.
Good afternoon, Mid-Ohio Valley, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Shyla, Florence.
And I'm Jason, Leveille, and it's been another warm day, but it is our last one. But at least, even though it's windy, it's on the calm side. Can't say the same for last night.
Yeah, I slept through the entire storm. So.
Once I got home, I slept through the rest of it and missed at least that one tornado warning that came up. But I didn't see any reports of a confirmed tornado. So at the very least, that's a good thing. But there was some hail that happened last night, and definitely was a little chaotic and definitely heavy rain. But we're a lot better this afternoon. Currently, while it is still pretty windy out there, we've seen winds of 10 to 20 miles an hour and gusts a little bit higher. We're still in those low 60s. We'll continue to be at that point for the next couple of hours, but we are starting to see a bit of a drop in temperatures, especially well up to our northwest. In Columbus area, in Wilmington, Ohio, already down into those mid 40s, and it won't be long until we follow suit in that as well. Throughout the rest of the evening, we'll also start to see a lot of that wind start to calm down, though it will be a bit of a slow process. About 45 by the time we reach around 9 p.m. with a low tonight due to the cold front passing through and this colder air filtering in down to about 33 with mostly clear skies. We are looking at colder weather over the weekend as winter is back, and we are starting to track a little bit of snow showers once again heading into Sunday. I'll have those details about what we're looking at specifically a little bit later on. So it's another thing to look forward to this weekend, Shyla.
We're almost there. We're a month away from
we
spring.
are just a month away from actual spring. So
although that might not mean much because we have had snow in April before.
Correct.
So
very much so.
We'll see what happens.
We will definitely see.
Taking a look at some of our local stories today. Parkersburg Catholic Schools announced a $2 million project this afternoon. The plan is to put the elementary and high school on the same campus. Catholic schools say they need to raise $500,000. Once that amount is reached, the Diocese of Wheeling-Charleston says he will give them $1.5 million for the project. Catholic says they are currently at $75,000 for the project.
That's certainly a big, ambitious project to go for, but I mean, $75,000 on the first day, that's almost 20%. So
yeah, they definitely have a good start.
Definitely. I don't know the time frame of this, but it's a good place to start. So putting them on the same campus might help definitely with logistics and the whatnot.
Diocese giving them $1.5 million. That is huge.
Extremely generous and definitely is big help. I mean, only having to raise 25% of the cost.
Yeah, and
definitely attainable.
We will have more on that story later tonight. In other news, Wood County Schools is answering parent concerns around a company providing student photography services. That company is LifeTouch. Wood County Schools says in a post, quote, "At this time, there is no verified evidence of wrongdoing by LifeTouch involving student photographs. We want to be clear that we have not received any confirmed information indicating improper conduct," end quote. Reports say social media posts linked to billionaire with ties to Jeffrey Epstein is the photography giant LifeTouch, which on Friday, the company called the claims false. Wood County Schools says district leadership will continue to review any credible information if it arises and will make informed decisions about photography services for the next school year. Photography providers vary by schools across the district, says the district. Participation for spring picture sessions is voluntary, and the district says families who do not want to use LifeTouch services can opt out. For those who want to ask about or request removal of their child's information should contact LifeTouch directly. The district emphasized its commitment to student safety, protecting privacy, and maintaining transparency with families and the community.
Now, moving to a different part of Wood County, right here in downtown Parkersburg, the West Virginia Division of Highways is getting ready for the reconstruction of the Juliana Street bridge ramps in downtown Parkersburg. According to construction engineer Joshua Smith, both of the bridge's ramps have concrete delamination and other issues that need to be resolved as soon as possible. The first phase of the project will close ramp A and redirect all traffic to ramp B, which is the closest to the flood wall. Once ramp A is rebuilt, traffic will be moved to that ramp, and ramp B will then undergo demolition and reconstruction. Smith says it's better to rebuild the ramps now while they are still safe for motorists rather than wait.
If we wait too long, then we can't put two-way traffic on a structure and put that kind of stress on a bridge. So I think doing it now allows us to utilize that traffic pattern to where we don't interfere with traffic too much.
Motorists can expect the traffic changes to go into effect in mid-April. The project is expected to wrap up in August of 2028. That is going to be a very big change, especially right around downtown Parkersburg.
Yeah, that is a very busy bridge.
Very much. We use it a lot for going in and out of downtown Parkersburg, and I know constantly, especially during the time, a lot of people are coming in or going out because it's a pretty big link to US 50. So yeah. I'm kind of glad that they're doing it one at a time so that there is still some type of traffic coming in from US 50, so not everything has to be diverted to Division Street, because that would be a bit rough.
Yeah, and like they said, I'm glad they are doing it now and getting ahead of it.
So that it doesn't cause an issue later on.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, in national news today, egg prices are dropping across the United States. The average price of a dozen eggs is now $2.58, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's about half of what shoppers were paying a year ago. The last year's avian flu outbreak had caused prices to spike, killing 70 million egg-laying birds. Farmers worked to rebuild their flocks that created a surplus of eggs, which means they're now having to sell those eggs at a loss. Experts say this could put some smaller family farms out of business, those who lost birds to the flu and are now losing money on those lower egg prices. That means the pendulum could swing again. Less egg producers means potential shortages, leading to price spikes. So it'll be an interesting thing to talk about there, or at least to watch for.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of happy people with lower egg prices. I know that was a big concern when they started rising.
That was everywhere for like multiple weeks last year, or I think it was around this time last year too. So.
Yep. I wonder if we'll see anything else lower price-wise.
Only time can tell at this point.
Yeah. Well, coming up, one local judge is retiring after 35 years. We'll hear more from the reporter who's working on that story after the break. Plus, Jason Leveille will have your full forecast.
Here's your first alert weather update with meteorologist Jason Leveille.
While we've been under a pretty windy day today, it's certainly overall a little bit calmer than what we were seeing last night. Overall, looking out over Parkersburg on the Highmark Skycam, we're still on the warm side right now. We're mostly around those low 60s at the moment. Winds coming in at about 13 miles an hour. You've been able to see it on the river as it's been a little bit choppier throughout the day today because of those breezy conditions. Although these low 60s aren't going to last much longer. We are looking at temperatures cooling off as a frontal system has already moved through the area, and we'll be seeing those mid-40s that are currently up towards Columbus and over in Wilmington, Ohio, move into the region over the next few hours. And by the time we get to the end of the night tonight, while we will see calmer winds, temperatures are expected to get down to the mid to low 30s by the end of this evening. And tomorrow is not going to be all that warm, but it will still be mostly in those upper 40s. Winds will also be calm calming down, so we'll be sitting around these teens for the next few hours, but single-digit winds will be moving back in shortly before midnight and then continuing throughout the rest of the night tonight and tomorrow, with gusts also coming away from those mid-30s that we're seeing right now and basically negligible after midnight tonight. Now, looking forward into the weekend and next week, we are looking at a couple rounds of precipitation. One system coming in throughout the day on Sunday, bleeding into Monday, and then another coming in on Thursday, primarily Wednesday night into Thursday. For this Sunday system, we're looking at potential snow in the area, mostly looking at scattered, or at least widely scattered, snow showers moving throughout Sunday here in the Mid-Ohio Valley, and then starting to taper off as we get into Monday. Because of how warm it's been over the last several days, we're not expecting any major amounts of snowfall. Currently thinking of about a trace up to half an inch, maybe an inch in some areas that see some of those stronger snow showers. For the rain next week, we're mostly looking at Wednesday night to Thursday morning and throughout the day on Thursday for our next round of rain. And this is looking like just rain. As temperatures heading into next week, while we will be seeing those low to mid 30s through about Tuesday, we're looking to get back into those upper 40s during the second half of the week and heading into the weekend. Back to you, Shyla.
Thank you, Jason. Well, one local judge is retiring after 35 years of service. And joining me now is reporter Cassidy Fury, who talked to the judge and is working on that story. So, Cassidy, what can you tell us so far?
Thanks for having me, Shyla. I was honored to be able to talk to Common Pleas Judge Mark Karenny today. He is retiring after 32 years of being a civil servant for the members of Washington County. I could just tell immediately that he's incredibly loved by his coworkers. He's going to be sorely missed. He's definitely one of those people that has used the way that the law has evolved throughout the years to scope the way that he is a judge. And so I'm just really looking forward to what he's going to be able to do now in his retirement. So I'm very excited to be able to talk to you all about that here in a little bit.
Awesome, thank you. And we do wish him the best in his retirement. He is such a nice man.
He said that he is most looking forward to doing his two favorite things, which is shooting guns and riding his motorcycle.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You can watch her story and more later tonight during our evening newscast. And that's all we have for today's afternoon brief. Have a great rest of your afternoon and a great weekend.